Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, Lee. I didn't even like him, but yo, welcome back to another episode. Fresh off that dub. Fresh off that, we smoking on that Luca pack tonight. Listen, man, for real. Welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass Pod. You got your boy Suns fan Randy in the building, and you got Jerry. What's going on with you, man?
Man, I thought that game was over in the third
I
quarter.
thought so too.
That's crazy.
I thought we was cooked. I was like, oh my God. But listen, man, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna still say what I gotta say about the Suns. And we did it in a win, so I just want you to know that I mean it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I feel like was the first thing that noticed or that spoke out to me about the game. I think Monty is peaked as a coach for the Suns in this group. I think that it's time for that Steve Kerr to kind of come along, or like it don't like I said, he don't necessarily got to be white, but it's something fresh, somebody with new ideas, with a new scheme, or at least go get Frank Vogel and put him on the assistant just so we can help out with the defense or something. Because like I said, I feel like, like I said, I feel like Monty is peaked with this team just because I feel like we wasn't running no offense, we couldn't get nothing going. We definitely need somebody to play make. Our bench is absolutely trash. It was so much, and it was just like I said, I feel like, and the fact that, and the reason why I'm saying Monty and stuff is just because, like I said, the schemes are all old and played out. The whole league know what we're about to do, and then on top of that, like you cannot have this team so unprepared as they was in the first half of this game. We was getting dubbed, and there's no way that we got blown out by 40 in a game 7, embarrassed at home, and we see the same dudes and we come out so unprepared. Like that's inexcusable, dog. Like you had us unprepared in game 7, and then you come out and we come out and do the damn near the same thing. So I'm like, okay, like something gotta give. And like I said, I feel like I'm gonna say it now, like I said, in a win. So I'm saying this because I mean it. I do honestly think that like I said, I love Monty to death. I was still, you know what I'm saying? I think he's a Suns legend, but it's just like I think he's peaked with his unit. Unless some other people start to show growth, like Aiden and Book, and some of these other people starting to show growth, like in other areas and IQ and all that. Like I think he might have peaked. But Jay, what's your thoughts on the game? And then I'll give you the rest of mine. I just wanted to get that off my chest. But go ahead.
For a long time, we did see Luka going crazy for sure. Then you guys, started to curb what he was doing. But then again, Christian Wood showed up to play tonight. Like I said before, I think he should be in the start lineup for sure. I've always said, the game is always and will always be about what? Buckets. If you can get them, you need to be on the floor. Defense, you can catch up on that. But offense, this is an offensive driven league. So Christian Wood should have got the start tonight. But I see he's new to Dallas and all that, so they'll probably ease him into that starting role, but more than likely, I think he's deserved it for sure. And another thing, I want to ask you, somebody went missing on the floor tonight. We see missing a whole man. Did he have to go to the retirement home early or something?
So, and that was one thing I actually did respect about Monty and his decision making today. He decided
He let him ride for sure.
No, yeah, he let campaign ride, and he sat Chris Paul down when he was playing like ass. And in the past, we've seen Monty be like, you know what, we're going to ride and die with Chris Paul, and we didn't die a whole lot with Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel like that was one thing about Monty tonight. I was like, okay, I respect it. I see some sort of growth on his aspect in the sense of like, you're not so closed-minded about like stuff no more. So it's just like, okay, that was good. Because like I said, Chris Paul, I mean, I wanted to see him out there in clutch time just because I know that we all know that he's the best clutch or one of the best closers in the game. So it's like you feel way more comfortable with him out there to oppose the campaign and Damian Lee, even though, you know what I'm saying? You just feel more like comfortable. Like, all right, CP knows what to do. But he was playing like ass. You got to call a spade. 1 for 6 with 3 turnovers. For whatever reason, couldn't get the ball down to DA. So it's like, what are you out here? They was targeting you on defense. So it's like, at this point, like he was just unplayable. He was just unplayable. If you can't give me nothing on offense, you can't give me nothing on defense, and you turn the ball over, it's time for you to sit down on the bench, have a seat with me. And that's exactly what Monty did tonight. So I salute him on that. But another little, I guess, the last little negative thing, or I got 2 more negative things I want to say about the squad, is that I feel like Book needs to learn to carry the offensive load. Just like we seen Christian Wood rip off 15 straight points,
Mhm.
I need to see Devin Booker do the same thing. When we go on, I need to see Devin Booker go on solo runs where it's like the other team don't know what the hell to do. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? And we need to see that more often.
I would,
Like where he come out and he can score 10, 11, what it don't got to be 15, but you have to go on solo runs to where the team is like, we don't know what to do. And then once he does that, it opens the game up so much for everybody else. But go ahead.
oh yeah. I was saying, I don't know if you listened to the broadcast. They were saying the next level for Book's game is to make his teammates better because he's going to get that double team. He's going to have to be able to converge on that and do something else. But I mean, he did go. I don't think he was too active in the game. Now he had a couple buckets down the stretch, but as far as taking over the game, that does need to be something he adds to his entourage, where he's going to come down and give you 10 straight, 15, 11 straight. I think he does need to add that to his game for sure, because there were points in the game where the Suns needed it, and we didn't see it. And then, let's talk about your boy Da, man. He's in. He's out. I don't know what to make of this man's game right now. But go ahead, tell me from the Suns' point of view what it's looking like.
I didn't see much. I seen a lot of people saying like he looked like his body language is off, and he looked like he didn't want to play, and just because Christian Wood knocked off a bunch of threes in his face. So, but I felt like he gave him good, solid contests. You know what I'm saying? He did his best, and I feel like at some point in the game, like you as a team, as a coach, or I'm pretty sure they made the executive decision. Like, look, we're gonna let Christian Wood launch up threes. We know that he hit a couple of them. Hopefully, he don't make all of them. You know what I'm saying? But then I feel like that's something I can live with that. I can live with that decision because it doesn't seem like it was just it seemed like it was like like we're gonna let Christian Wood shoot threes. Like if he wants to shoot threes, we'd rather him shoot threes than Luka. So it's just like, all right, you gotta pick your poison. Would you want Christian Wood to get hot or you want to get Luka to get hot?
I
Because
will
once Luka
in the future for the Mavs, though, that dual pick and roll game with Christian Wood is able to knock down that long jump shot with Luka is going to be scary hours for sure.
Yeah, that's Christian Wood definitely turned into AD tonight. I was like, when the hell did Christian Wood turn into Anthony Davis? Like, bubble Anthony Davis, like, yo, this is nuts. But, like I said, Book needs to learn how to carry the offensive load and do what Christian Wood did. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we see it. We see it a lot in the first quarter. That's what Book typically does. He rips off a bunch of points in the first quarter, but we don't need it in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it, but I'd rather you rip it off when we actually need it. When the other team is going on a run and we need to chop it. Like my whole thing was we was getting dubbed, and I was like, if Book can get it down to 10 before halftime, then you know what I'm saying, we got it kind of close, but we didn't get there, and then they just pushed it back up to like 19. I was just like, yeah, man, like, yeah, this team is unprepared. But watching this, we just to be clear, shout out to the Mavericks or whatever. They played their ass off. And the Suns should not have won this game. So I just want to make that crystal clear. The Suns should not have won this game. It was a trap game. I don't know what happened. If Mavericks trying to fill apart, they got lazy, or like they just got too big headed or whatever. So I don't know what happened. But
I did like they did take their foot off your neck because when they were hot and rolling, Spencer Dinwiddie was out there balling. He did go to the bench for a little bit, so he did cool down. So
right.
Jason Kidd, I don't know what would you really say to improve that? You just got it was a close game. You just got to finish those. If you're up 20, you have to jugular. You got to you got to kill them. And they left the window open for y'all to give y'all the opportunity to come back, and they got to live with that one. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and probably the Suns, I know y'all felt some get back from Game 7. You want to get back, but get back into playoffs. You don't want to lose that opening night until you're in front of your home crowd, especially after what happened last season. So I feel like that probably came up on the Suns' mind too at the end of the game. It's like, we can't go out twice in a row like that. So with that being said, yeah,
like national TV Book got to be better because, like I said, I keep saying this. Whenever we play on ESPN, TNT, ABC, whatever reason, Book just like when everybody's watching, Book don't do his like Phineas and Ferb. He do everything, all the crazy stuff when nobody's looking. We go on 17-game winning streaks when everybody's not looking. But as soon as they like, all right, Suns got a 17-game win streak, they about to play up against the Golden State Warriors. What happened? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was. And then speaking of the playoffs, this is my last point. I think that we need as a unit, as a team, because I just feel like we're not like that. I feel like because the bench is not that deep. Granted, Damian Lee, okay, he did his thing, but I'm not gonna jump off and be like, oh, like our bench is we hella deep. Like, no, we're not. But and then our bench is absolutely trash because if you really want to get surgical, the bench is the only reason why the league grew so much. You see what I'm saying? Like when the starters went out, like that's when the league grew. And when campaign got in for whatever reason, they went up 20. But anyways, we need to be strategical about who we play in the playoffs. I don't care about what nobody say. I don't care about people's pride, egos, whatever. We need to intentionally lose games. We need to play that playoff position game where it's like, all right, if we lose tonight, we'll play them in the brackets, and if we win, okay, cool. Like just like the Spurs used to do it back in the day, and just like the Clippers do it all the time. Like we need to be strategic about who we play and the matchups we can go. Like we can't walk around like, oh, like we like that. We anybody that won't smoke, we no. Let's keep it under the radar. Let's try to go get the Nuggets. Let's try to. I would take a Memphis matchup. Let's try to go get the Pelicans or whoever can get that AC like Minnesota. Like let's try to run into those teams. Let's not run into the Clippers. Let's not run into the Golden State Warriors. Let's not run into. Like I said, Memphis is kind of on the edge with it. But like I said, I feel like we need to be like, playoff time. We need to be strategic about who we play, just so we can make a deep run. But go ahead.
No, absolutely not. What kind of loser talk is that? We want to
That's smart.
We want to intentionally lose games so that we can possibly get someone we possibly might not beat. No. Y'all had no idea the Pelicans was gonna get up to play y'all like that and take y'all to 6 games. Y'all got blindsided by the Mavericks last season. And you want to talk about just trying to play somebody and trying to pick and choose your opponent? NBA don't work like that. It does not work like that.
It do and it don't.
No, it does not
because
work. It does
San
not
Antonio Spurs avoided y'all for a whole lot of years. Like I said, to you it sounded like crazy, but like loser talk. But you know what I'm saying? The Spurs got 5 championships out of that. The Clippers do it every year. The Clippers lose games and they win games and they go on streaks and they be like, all right, like tonight nobody's playing or for the next 2 nights or whatever. They strategically try to get themselves in the standing to where they can pick and choose who they want to go up against in the playoffs if they have the option, if they're good enough.
The Spurs had a legendary quartet with Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, and Pop. Y'all don't have a quartet like that.
Listen, man, we getting off topic.
All about it. First time ballot Hall of Famers. All of those guys. Y'all probably got
It's about us tonight, man. It's about the Suns. We talking about too much Spurs. I don't even like the Spurs like that. But listen, man. Till next time. Till tomorrow. Y'all got the Clippers tomorrow. Speaking of the devil. So we going to be back here tomorrow, man. Right back here tomorrow. But, hey, man, we got it. We got the dub, baby. 1-0. We 1-0 right now.
All right, man. Enjoy. Celebrate your victory.
All right, man.
All right, man. I'm out.
Peace.